on, everybody? Yeah. So today we're going to talk about these top 5 quarterbacks. Yes, sir. Appreciate everybody being here. I see you, Harambe. Yes, sir. What's going on with you, brother? I see Doomsday in the house. I see you, Big Will. Yes, sir. And guys, today when I'm gonna do my rankings, I'm gonna do it from honorable mention to number one. So I'm not gonna start with the number one guy. Yes, sir. I see you, Ro. What's up, bro? What's going on with you? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's talk about a little bit of news. I see you, D Lion. Bro, you need to bro, tune into the listener league that I got. As far as members on the Discord. It's a Discord best ball league. Let me know if you want, because I seen where you said you want to get into some more leagues. I have a Discord league. So I know you're a member, man. You want to get into that. It's best ball. So you don't have to worry about setting up your lineup. But yeah, guys, let's talk about a little bit of news. Let's talk about a little bit of news. So let's talk about the Tennessee Titans. Did y'all know that they signed Jamal Adams? Yes, the defensive player, Jamal Adams from the Seattle Seahawks. Now, to me, I think Jamal Adams' career, as far as the upper echelon safety, I think it's over. I think he needs to maybe put on a little bit of weight and play linebacker. I think the guy can tackle, but I don't think his range is good enough to cover tight ends anymore. It says Adams' knee agreed to terms Thursday on a 1-year contract with the Titans. So if it's a 1-year contract, that means that they probably want to see what he can do coming off those knee injuries and stuff that he's been going through. Adams now presumably healthy after dealing with a late season knee injury down the stretch in 2023, links up with the Tennessee shortly ahead of the start of training camp. He tailed 48 tackles, 34 solo, and 2 pass breakups across 9 appearances with the Seattle Seahawks last season. And across 4 years with the team, he suited up for just 34 contests. So he only played 34 games for the Seattle Seahawks. Injury woes could follow Adams to his new team. But when healthy, his productivity for high tackle numbers should make him a relevant fantasy asset in IDP formats. And that's what I said. He can and can still tackle. Even if he's not the same player he once was when he was named All-Pro honors in his 3rd year of his career. Let's see what else is going on. Matt Judon from the New England Patriots. Guys, he's been averaging about 10 sacks a season. Really good. Came from the Baltimore Ravens. Said he's close to they're not close to a new deal. He wants a new deal. Says the Judon and the Patriots are far apart in contract negotiations. Said the Judon asked for a new contract and the Patriots have presented an offer, but the sides are not currently close to agreeing to a new deal. Judon is approaching the final year of his contract, which will pay him almost $6.5 million. That's not that much, so that's low end for him. He should be making about $15 million a year, according to his sack numbers. New England may be hesitant to offer the linebacker a hefty deal given that he played in just 4 games last season due to a torn bicep. Though he has more than proven his ability as a pass rusher with 28 combined sacks from 2021 and 22. So the guy can play. He just had 1 injury. Now they trying to make him play his deal out with $6.5 million, and he's not trying to do it. So, guys, there's a couple defensive players that I want to talk about. Let me see if I see any offensive news. Zach Evans from the Rams is on the roster bubble. Duh, that's easy, right? Why would he be on the roster bubble? Where they got Blake Corum. Blake Corum, to me, is going to be the number 2 guy. Zach Evans, he had his opportunity last year and never played. And here's something weird. Trey Nixon, the guy was in his 3rd or 4th year. He announced retirement. So, guys, if you had him stashed in a dynasty league, because he looked good in some of the preseason games. Also, and he came in a couple times in the regular season. He's retiring from football. Kadarius Toney, Mr. Hanky. Kadarius Toney. It says he's pressured to impress in camp. So if he don't impress in camp, he might be cut. I'm surprised he's still on the roster. I'm not saying that he's garbage, but just some of the stuff that he's been through. Toney could land on the trade block before the start of 2024 regular season unless he's able to log an impressive training camp. Toney missed training camp and the preseason last year due to injuries, which that was his opportunity to be a good wide receiver on this team. Then struggled with consistency and health before ended up as a healthy scratch for Kansas City final stretch of the games, which was the Super Bowl. Now with additions of Marquise Brown, Hollywood, and rookie first rounder Xavier Worthy, Toney could be staring down to make a break at training camp. The same is true for the 2022 second round pick Sky Moore, and that's Sky Moore to me worse than Kadarius Toney. I mean, he has a better mind. You know, he's not doing dumb stuff, but Sky Moore I don't think he's an NFL player. Plus Mecole Hardman and Justin Ross also, who are all competing for roster spots behind Worthy Rice and Justin Watson. Whoever would have thought that Justin Watson would be ahead of Kadarius Toney on this team? We heard about Leonard Fournette, motivated, hopes to sign. To me, guys, he's just a jag. I wouldn't be worried about that. Don't be, every time somebody offer you a piece of candy, don't try to take it. All candy ain't good for you. What's up, Wesley? I see you, bro. Guys, make sure you put your comments in the comment section. I will read everybody comment. Again, if you want your comment read out immediately, all you gotta do is super chat. Dak Prescott is out of his walking boot. Cameron Sutton, the corner for the Detroit Lions, suspended 8 games. Sutton has been suspended for 8 games in 2024 regular season for violating the NFL personal conduct policy. Sutton's suspension relates to the March incident in which he was charged with one misdemeanor count of domestic battery. So there we go. You know how that domestic battery is. Let's see. All right, guys. I think that's about it. So let's get on to some of these quarterbacks. My top 5 quarterbacks this year. I usually don't do my rankings, but every now and then I'll pull out my top 5 rankings when it's needed. It's getting close to drafting season, and my rankings is a couple guys in here that has changed. So guys, make sure you pick up that draft guide. Check out that draft guide. It's getting close to the season. Also, if you need help, you can get a consultation. If you are a member of the channel, you get a discount depending on the tier that you are in. So hit me up and let me know, and we can do a consultation. Guys, I've helped plenty of people win. My channel might not be big on analytics and all the people want to say bells and whistles. I don't even call it bells and whistles. Just whatever you used to. You're not used to people really just doing lives. You're used to people kind of just formatting these videos, which is really good content. But me, I'm on my guys. I believe in my guys. I'm 70% on the guys that I like, that I pick out, that are going to be trending for that particular year. But yeah, make sure you do that. Okay, guys, so let's start off with my honorable mention. What's going on? I see you, Charlene. The first guy I want to mention my honorable mention, and is Jordan Love. He didn't make the top 5, but he's ranked outside of my top 5. And the reason why I've been on Jordan Love since I was one of the few guys that loved Jordan Love in 2023, also been pushing Jordan Love this year. And the reason why I've been doing it, guys, he has probably the most weapons that I ever seen any quarterback in the history of the game have. He has 5 or 6 guys who can score at any time in any game. And I'm going to mention a couple of these guys. You got Bo Melton. Who's Bo Melton? Tell me who's Bo Melton. I don't know who Bo Melton is, but I know he scored a couple times. He had a couple good games for the Packers. Romeo Doubs, 2nd round draft capital, good route runner. Number 2, number 1 wide receiver, up to be seen, right? Jalen Reed, guys, the guy from Michigan State. hybrid, can run the ball, get in the rounds, good route runner, got great yak. Had a lot of good games as a rookie. He's on that squad. Not even to mention Christian Watson from North Dakota State, who had the biggest ADOT coming into his draft year. Also, he came in second as finishing at wide receiver for the NFL Combine in the history. He was number 2 to Calvin Johnson. We ain't talked about Dontavius Wicks, who had one of the best PFF scoring guys on that team with separation, scored 3 or 4 touchdowns in the green zone for this team. We ain't talking about Luke Musgrave, who is a tight end who played really good at Oregon State. We're not talking about Tucker Kraft, who was really good. I don't know what college he went to. Guys, let me know in the comment section what school did Tucker Kraft go to. These are about 6, 7 weapons. Then they still got A.J. Dillon. Then they picked up Josh Jacobs. Plenty of weapons. All Jordan Love has to be is beat him. Guys, we have to give Green Bay their credit for doing what they did 3 times. Lightning has struck 3 times. Brett Favre. Okay, that's 1 time. We know lightning can strike you. Lightning can strike you. Lightning can strike you. 2nd time, no, it cannot happen. I don't care. I'm going out here playing with aluminum bat in a storm. Oh, it struck you again. You lived. Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer. Well, it ain't gonna happen again. Yes, roll out with a wheelchair on a stormy day, lightning striking. It strikes your wheelchair. Jordan Love. Now, Jordan Love ain't the Hall of Famer. The rest of the 2 guys are Hall of Famers, but Jordan Love, if you look at him, his stats is better than Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers as his first 10 to 12 starts. So you got to give Green Bay the credit in the weapons that they built around him, a solid offensive line, a young defense. This team, to me, could be in the NFC Championship. To me, they almost beat the San Francisco 49ers. They were better than the San Francisco 49ers for 3 quarters. But that's why we talk about 4 quarters. That's why we talk about 4 quadrants. And if you play football, you remember your coaches always tell you, you got to play for 4 quarters. So that's why they lost that game. They beat the Cowboys. I told people they was going to beat the Cowboys. I love the Cowboys. I'm a Cowboys fan. But they beat the Cowboys. So let's move on. I want to let you know, I love Jordan Love this year. I think in Dynasty, you need to go buy low on him right now before he becomes 3 first-round picks in most Dynasty leagues in a Superflex league. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting-edge content. Okay. So let's move on to my next wide receiver. This is my number 5. I said wide receiver, number 5 quarterback. This is my number 5 quarterback, guys. And it's Kyler Murray. Now listen, going into last year, I was nervous about Kyler Murray. He had just hurt his knee. I'm like, they drafting a quarterback this year. They're going to draft Caleb Williams. Everybody just knew they was going to draft Caleb Williams, Drake May. Kyler Murray's coming off a knee injury. He's short. They make all the little memes about him being too short. But before the end, everybody, oh, Kyler Murray, he's nice. Kyler Murray been in MVP discussions 2 years in a row in the middle of the season. Was going to win it. Got hurt. And then next thing you know, he comes out. He starts a couple games later in the season after Joshua Dobbs had his opportunity. Comes in and plays really well. Hyper-targeting Trey McBride. James Conner having a good season. Kyler played for his job and kept it. You might say, well, they gave him a new deal. He was going to be there. They got rid of Russell Wilson. Russell, last name Wilson. Russell, last name Wilson. They still kept Russell. They got rid of Russell Wilson. And he had plenty of money left on his deal. They didn't pay Russell Wilson $70, $80 million left on his deal. So Kyler Murray was going to get cut too. But he played his way. Like, you know what? We got to evolve with Kyler Murray as far as in right now. So Kyler Murray, guys, before he got that injury, he was a top 5 a perennial quarterback of every year of his career. He was top 5 fringe, always. MVP in the MVP talks. Then they gave him Marvin Harrison and they gave him Baby Kelsey, who I call Trey McBride, where a lot of people don't agree that I think he's the number 1 tight end. I actually feel safer with him than I do Marvin. I'm not saying he's going to get wide receiver targets, but I do believe that he's going to be elite tight end, and Kyler Murray feels safer with him. Don't you know this Arizona offense is built around tight end play? This is coming from the Kevin Stefanski type tree, which they hyper target tight ends. That don't mean you're going to out-target Marvin Harrison, but it means that you're going to be an upper echelon tight end. You're going to be a safety valve for a quarterback. A quarterback's best friend is a tight end. Pause. Pause. A quarterback best friend is a tight end. Pause. So I think Kyler Murray, guys, with this offense being a young offense trailing, I think that this guy is going to be having a lot of fantasy points trying to score a lot of points. Now, when you draft these guys that like these upper echelon guys like Pat Mahomes, they don't need to score a lot of points because their team could be up. They got a really good defense. So they might say, you know what, we're in the fourth quarter, we're up by 2 touchdowns. We don't want to get we don't want to get Pat Mahomes hurt. We don't want to get Travis Kelce hurt. We good. But then you got teams where they lose it, like the Arizona Cardinals, they lose it in the fourth quarter. They throwing the ball 40, 50 times trying to win this game, and they end up being a better fantasy quarterback than a guy like Pat Mahomes or Josh Allen because they got to win the game. So I love garbage time for fantasy football, and I believe Kyler Murray is going to be a great garbage time quarterback trying to build rapport with Marvin Harrison and keeping the rapport with Trey McBride. So that's why I love Kyler Murray. And he has 2 great tackles on his team that they drafted last year. Okay. So yes, guys, Kyler Murray. Yes, sir. All right, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new. This is cutting edge content, guys. And listen, I'll welcome, if you disagree with me, please disagree. Feel free. As long as you ain't disrespectful, you're not spamming the chat, you're welcome to come in and speak your opinion. That's how we do it here. Okay, let's move on to my 4th quarterback. My 4th quarterback in my rankings as in today. Could change next week. Things are changing. It's get ready to be camped. You got to keep changing rankings. You can't hold true. You got to see what's going to happen each week, right? Anything can happen. Trending stuff is coming through the news. My number 4 guy, this is spicy. Guys, go ahead and get you some water because this is going to burn your mouth. This is going to burn your mouth. My number 4 quarterback, you ready? Somebody give me a 100 symbol in the comment section if you're ready for my 4th quarterback. Let me see Let me see y'all spam the chat and let me know that you support the channel. Let me see the 100 symbol. Let me see the 100 symbol. Let me see that you. Okay, I see it. I see Sports Dog. I see you, bruh. Let me see who else is supporting the channel. Let me see the 100 symbol. If you're ready for my 4th quarterback, it's gonna be spicy. Stop it, D-Lion. Stop it, bruh. Hey, that's funny, but it ain't funny. Come on now. I see you, Harambe. Yes, sir, bruh. Always showing support. I see you, Big Will. I see you, Big Silver. Y'all ready? It's Matthew Stafford. I see you, Doomsday. It's Matthew Stafford. My number 4 quarterback. And let me tell you why Matthew Stafford is my number 4 quarterback. The reason why Matthew Stafford is my number 4, I see you, Jake, is my number 4 quarterback. Look at his weapons. Tell me what team got better weapons than Matthew Stafford. I mean, go to San Francisco, go to Baltimore, go to Detroit. I mean, Detroit might. They might have more weapons, but Matthew Stafford, guys, you got Puka Nacua, who was a top 5 wide receiver last year, who played crazy in a All-Star game. And you might say, well, All-Star game? What do you mean? Talking about the celebrity All-Star game in the NBA? Yes, guys, I watched. Remember, I'm more of a scout type guy than I am a fantasy analytics guy. So I watched those type of things. That's how I got on Amon-Ra and Christian Watson and Tyreek Hill. I wasn't on these guys because just fantasy. If I was just on fantasy, I'd have been going with Devontae Adams. I'd have been on Pat Mahomes instead of Lamar. I'm more of a guy, I'm watching a skill set. That's what makes me different in fantasy. I either hit or miss with that. I either sink with the ship or I float with that. So when I'm watching Puka Nacua get rebounds and dunk at 6'1", 6'2", strong in the post, pause, I'm like, this guy's special. He's special than what I thought. I thought he was just a product of a Matthew Stafford hyper-targetness. Because you know Matthew Stafford has been hyper-targeting Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, Odell Beckham, Cooper Kupp. He's one of the best hyper target fantasy football quarterbacks of history. So you know when Matthew Stafford is the quarterback for that team, he's gonna have a hyper target wide receiver that's getting 10 targets. So Puka did benefit from that, but Puka can play too. And I saw it in the playoff games, and I saw it later in the season. And this guy, he evolved. He got through the Ricky. When rookies get tired, right? Usually in the middle of the season, it's a long season for a rookie. They used to playing 11, 12 games. Puka Nacua boosted through that. So Matthew Stafford, guys, this team has got a lot of weapons, and it's Sean McVay who spreads the ball out and runs a high volume, high octane type offense that I love Matthew Stafford to be the beneficiary for this. So I'm drafting Matthew Stafford early. And listen, guys, I'm gonna have to sit here and self-defecate for a second. I'm in a draft right now. It's an IDP draft. And I had already drafted one quarterback. I'm not going to tell you because he's on this list as I'll talk about it later, right? But I drafted that quarterback, and I came around, and I got to choose between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford. And it's the second round because it's super flex. And I drafted Jared Goff. I got nervous. And I believe in Matthew Stafford, but I didn't want to overdraft, right? I didn't want to get super duper cute, right? Just because you believe in a guy don't mean you have to draft him super damn early, right? And I'm mad at myself. I'm like, why didn't I go down with the ship? So I just want to tell you, next time I say go down with the ship, I make mistakes too. Sometimes I get nervous and want to go with the ADP. So I went with the ADP and drafted Jared Goff. But I should have drafted Matthew Stafford. So getting back to Matthew Stafford, guys, this guy's going to lead the league in targets. Sean McVay is going to try to get this guy to win an MVP. Sean McVay is on his way. Sean McVay might be a Hall of Famer right now. What he's done with quarterbacks. Look what he's done with Baker. He got Baker a deal in Tampa Bay. Kyron Williams, Blake Corn, Puka Nacua, DeMarcus Robinson, Cooper Kupp, the Triple Crown winner, Super Bowl winner. Odell Beckham gets traded, takes over the Super Bowl before he gets hurt. So I love anybody that's on this offense. The guy who's going to benefit the most from this offense is going to be Matthew Stafford. So that's why I'm taking him. Guys, I could have broke down a lot of stats, but what I will tell you that Matthew Stafford on a per game basis was a top 5 volume thrower. He's always been there. Each game he's throwing the ball 35 to 40 times. He's not throwing the ball under 35 times unless it's a cold game. So that's the stat that I give you. His passing attempts is elite. All right, let's move on to my third guy. This ain't that spicy. This is something real kind of it's a regular meal. Mashed potatoes and steak. Right? Something that we all know that we all like, right? So this is something that we all familiar with. And it's going to be Jalen Hurts. Yes, Jalen Hurts. Listen, I think Jalen Hurts is going to have more passing touchdowns this year than he's had in the history of his career. He's not going to rush the ball a lot. Now, he could still going to get 5 or 6 rushing touchdowns, but it's not going to be like it is like with the tush push where he's getting 15 to 16 rushing touchdowns. That's why they bought in Saquon. So I believe that Jalen Hurts guys are going to have a real good throwing year. He's going to have 30 passing touchdowns. A.J. Brown is going to have 10 receiving touchdowns. And I think Devontae Smith can get close to that too. Dallas Goedert is going to have some good games. Saquon's going to catch the ball out the backfield. So Jalen Hurts' passing numbers is going to be great this year. So if you're in 6-point passing touchdowns, expect for him to be beneficial to that. Plus with his rushing upside, he's still going to rush for 300 to 400 yards at least. This is Jalen Hurts, right? He's still going to have a high demand or have a lot of stats in rushing the ball. Still going to have plus 5 rushing touchdowns, just not 15. That's regression, right? That's why they bought in stuff. That's why they bought in Saquon Barkley. So, yes, guys, I love Jalen Hurts this year. This team is going to be an efficient offense. It's going to be a top 5 offense. It's got a lot of weapons. I'm talking about all pro weapons. I mean, you got A.J. Brown, who's on his way to be a Hall of Famer. You got Jalen Hurts, who's been to the Super Bowl. You got Dallas Goedert, who is above average tight end. You got Saquon Barkley, who's been an All Pro a couple years, who's a great running back. I would say I would call him. I would go to the length of saying great, as long as he can stay healthy. So I love Jalen Hurts. All right, let's get down to the final 2. Yes, sir, guys. Make sure you keep hitting the like button. Subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Yes, thank you, Harambe. And I will call that out. Like I said, guys, if I see something relevant to what I'm saying, Harambe says Kellen Moore. Yes, Kellen Moore does like to pass the ball. He is more of a passing scheme type guy. I agree with that. But I do think this team is going to run through Saquon. I do think Saquon is going to have a great year too, but that's neither here nor there. I do want to stick to Jalen Hurts being a top 5 quarterback this year. I don't know who Uncle Rico is, Arambi. I don't know who he is, bruh. Okay. My number 2 quarterback is going to be Lamar Jackson. Action Jackson. And listen, the reason why I love Lamar Jackson this year, guys, this is a lot of good weapons on this team. Rashad Bateman has been a disappointment because of injuries, but I think this year he's not going to have any pressure. He's going to have third and number 2 corners, number 3 and number 2 corners on him. So he got to be able to get open. He's got to be able to get open. That's why I felt like they let Odell Beckham go. Rashad Bateman learned a lot from Odell Beckham. He just got to keep his mind in the game, keep his head in the game. Zay Flowers, I think he has a chance to be a top 5 guy. I could be wrong. A lot of people don't agree with that. I understand that, and he may not be. Maybe Lamar spreads the ball around all year long, right? But I think Zay Flowers is going to be the number 1 guy. I think Zay Flowers is going to have close to 10 receiving touchdowns and about 13 to 1,400 yards receiving. If you watch that last game, I think that's what we're going to see out of Zay. Isaiah Likely as a second-tier tight end, also a hybrid wide receiver tight end / baby Shannon Sharp, Walmart Shannon Sharp, however you want to put it, quote Harambe. I think Isaiah Likely is going to hit. I think Mark Andrews is going to have 10 receiving touchdowns in the green zone, not 900 yards, but 600 or 700 yards with 10 receiving touchdowns, being a green zone guy. They talking about Derrick Henry catching a few more passes. I'm not even going to try to tell y'all about that because we don't really care if Derrick Henry catch passes. We know what Derrick Henry can do when he's on the goal line. Also, you got the young guy coming out of Carolina. I can't, guys, if you can think of the wide receiver from Carolina, I can't think of his name right now. It's Walker, Devontae Walker, the wide receiver coming out of Carolina who had a lot of but he had a lot of air yards. Deep threat for the UNC Tar Heels this year. I love Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have more passing touchdowns than he's ever had in his career. I think he's going for 35 to 40 passing touchdowns, 4,000 to 4,500 passing yards. This evolution of this offense with Todd Munskin is to pass the ball. Then we're gonna hit you with Lamar, we hit you with Derrick Henry, and then when you sit there and you think you got us figured out, here go the great Lamar Heisman winner, special with his legs, take off on you for 60 or whatever he needs to do in order to win the game. So, but this is going to be a good passing team this year. A lot of people don't understand. That's why they hired Todd Munskin so they could start passing the ball. That's why they drafted wide receivers like Zay Flowers in the draft, and also got Rashad Bateman, and also has Devontae Walker, because they want to start passing the ball more. Isaiah Likely, who's going to be a great second tight end. Who reason why I'm fading Mark Andrews as a top 3 tight end, not a top 10, not a top 12 tight end, but I'm fading him as a top 3 tight end, top 5 tight end. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Okay, so let's go to my number 1 guy. And then I'm going to get to all the comments. Appreciate everybody being here. So my number one guy is going to be C.J. Stroud. Yes, guys, C.J. Stroud. Now listen, I think C.J. Stroud, guys, probably would be number one with his three wide receivers is probably the best three wide receivers in the league. I would say Green Bay might be deeper. Their fourth and fifth wide receiver is better than Houston, Texans. But their top three, Christian Watson is good, but Romeo is not Stephon Diggs. Jalen Reed is not Tank Dell. Jalen Reed is good, but they're not Tank Dell. So Tank Dell, Nico, Stephon Diggs, and you know they want C.J. Stroud to try to win an MVP. You know what C.J. Stroud did when he was healthy. Now, the only thing that I would say when I was thinking about, okay, how do I feel about C.J. Stroud this year? This is early in the season. This is assessing after they traded for Stephon Diggs. I'm like, are they going to give it to Joe Mixon when they get to the green zone, or are they going to try to throw it to Nico Collins? They gave Nico Collins a deal. I think they're going to throw the fade ball to Nico Collins more than they're going to give it to Joe Mixon. Excuse me. I think Joe Mixon is going to have his games when they in the cold weather. They actually telling C.J. Stroud, oh, we don't want you to pass the defense, right? Saying, well, listen, we'll let you run the ball, right? And they giving it the run up, and then Joe Mixon might have a game or two, kind of like Devin Singletary did last year. But I don't believe this is going to be a run team where they're going to have, it's going to hurt C.J. Stroud numbers. I believe C.J. Stroud could be the number one quarterback because of the weapons and him passing the ball repeatedly in the green zone. Tank Dell is going to be the guy that I think is going to be extending the defense. Like, right, he's going to be catching a lot of deep balls, leading the NFL in ADOT. I think Stephon Diggs is going to be the underneath guy that none of the corners can guard from him in the slot. I believe Nico is going to be jump balling the short corners because he's a tall guy. He's like 6'3", 6'4", 215, 220 pounds. So I think C.J. Stroud is going to benefit because of three wide receivers that's elite. Now, you might say, well, I like Stephon. You might say, I like Nico. Or I like Tank. I like C.J. I'm not targeting any of these wide receivers at a high ADP and depending on them. Now, listen, if I can get Tank Dell because he's the third wide receiver coming off the board in like the 6th and 7th, 8th round, then I'm good with taking Tank. But I don't want to take Tank to think he's going to be getting 12 targets a game. I don't think none of these guys is going to be targeted super every single game. I think it's going to be my turn, your turn, my turn, your turn. So I'm willing just to take who's going to benefit from that? C.J. Stroud. Okay. So let's get through these comments real quick. Appreciate everybody being here. Yes, sir. Let's see here. Oh, Lord. Sorry about that, guys. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, so the role says I don't watch enough film on defense to have a good opinion. Okay, so I forgot what that question was, what that was about. But I watch a lot of defense. I started playing defense as a young guy when I was like 9 or 10 years old. That's what helped me kind of understand what made me nervous, what type of offense I didn't want to play against. And I also saw it translate to the college game, to the pro game. So I watch a lot of defensive football. D-Lion says, veteran mindset in the locker. They picked up a cornerback and strong safety and then drafted a cornerback and a strong safety. Adams just there for knowledge. Right. I agree. He talking about Tennessee Titans. Okay, so Rowe was talking about Tennessee too. Yeah, I think so too. But I don't know. He might be able to be strong and make a lot of tackles, right? Because the guy is strong. The guy's like 215, 220 pounds. So maybe he can play in the box, pause, and make a lot of plays in the box. I don't think he can cover anymore. Never was a great coverage safety, but it was always a great tackling safety. Rose says, oh, I found out how to stream on StreamYard and still have it streamed through YouTube Shorts if you're interested. Okay, on YouTube Shorts too. Okay, got you. Yes, I'm still interested. As long as we can dual stream. Just let me know, bro. Hit me up. I gotta give you my number. Wesley, what's up, bro? Rose says I did. Tony sucks. I'm not gonna say he sucks. I don't think he's a mental case. The guy to me might be the one of the most athletic guys in the NFL. But that doesn't mean he's gonna be good in real football, right? But as far as his athletic ability, he's second to none. The guy can juke you in the phone booth. Charlene says, hey, TD, Ray Davis is looking good. I heard about that. I still like James Cook. But, Ray Davis could come in there and they could split it at like a 60-40, and they could bring down James Cook to be every 2 or 3 games he boom. So you could be right, but I still love James Cook. I still think this team is going to run the ball a lot more than they have in the past, especially with the young wide receivers. Now, look, later in the season, can they hyper-target Keon Coleman or Khalil Shakir? It's very possible. But right now, I still love James Cook on this team, and I'm still probably drafting him 2 rounds before I should if Ray Davis is going to be a thing for that team. I see Sports Dog showing support 100, TD. Yes, sir. What up, Doomsday? What's up, bruh? We had the mock draft the other day, man. I didn't get to do it Sunday. I moved. So I didn't get to do it Sunday. Still got a lot of things that I'm fixing in here. So I still got to go buy a couple things for the background. But the internet is great. As y'all see, it ain't freezing up. The internet, right? The internet. Okay, let's see. Wesley Mendez, what's up, bruh? He says, do you like the Cleveland Browns? Cooper, yes, I like Amari Cooper. I love his value. Getting him right there in the middle of like all the, after all the top guys are going, and Amari Cooper could finish as a top 12 wide receiver. Him and Tyler Lockett gets disrespected every single year. It's never going to fail. I like Amari Cooper at his ADP, bro. I love his ADP. One of the best ADP values in the whole fantasy football atmosphere. No matter what you playing, half point, standard, 4-point PPR, guaranteed, dynasty, redraft, it doesn't matter. Charlene says same with Jalen Wright, right? I love Devon A. Chain. The reason why I'm drafting Devon A. Chain is because they know that if you get hurt, we got Jalen Wright. We still gonna have speed guys. So that's why I love Devon A. Chain. That's why Devon A. Chain picked their weight, because he knows he's gonna get. They're gonna let him go this year. So if you get hurt, bro, they're gonna move on. Not saying they're gonna move on, not have you on the team, but they're like, okay, you got hurt. You can't handle the work. You can't handle the touches in the NFL level. The Rose says, I'm a film guy. F stats. Listen, stats are good, man. I would never disrespect stats. But to me, I'm just doing what this channel is built on what I know. I don't try to go in here and be fake. I try to give y'all what y'all need, right? I'm not going to come in here and just do what I want to do. Don't care what y'all say. But I tried to give y'all the stats that y'all need. I know Charlene hit me with the weather thing last year. I know a couple things that she liked to have. I might not be able to get to it all the time. A couple things that she liked, but I gotta go down with my ship. I'm not gonna if you want that other content, if you want to go and get the stats and stuff, there's plenty of other football channels out here. You come to me because I'm gonna give you that Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's why. You might not want to accept it and say I'm on that level, but you know why you come here. Because I'm gonna give it to you raw. Pause. Jordan, what's going on, bro? Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Glad to see you here, Jordan Pillar Clay. Yes, sir, bro. Glad to see you here, man. D Lion in the house. Been following me for a long time. That's one of my homies right there, man. Always supporting the channel. Beat to his own drum, too. Appreciate you being here. He says, I'm holding MVP tickets on Stroud plus 1,000. I agree with that. Stafford plus 2,500. A-Rod plus 2,500. Stafford and A-Rod the same? I would take that Stafford. Kyler Murray plus 5,000. I love my collar ticket, right? Russian upside and has weapons this year. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lonely B, what's up, bruh? Guys, if you are a member, make sure that you sign up for the Discord so we can start drafting. We got a best ball dynasty league that I'm doing. That's the only one I'm doing this year. After that, guys, I'm just doing regular best ball redraft leagues and those leagues are they're gonna be free. The listener leagues are gonna be free. The redraft leagues are gonna be free. But this dynasty league is $25. Unless you run a ring. If you are a champion of any of my leagues, you can get into this league for free. So if you win a ring, I'm going to give you the option to get in a league of your value that you played in for the entry fee, and you can get in that league for free if you win a ring. So you get like a key to the city. If it's like a green jacket, far as Augustus green jacket, right? Like if you're a master, like in golf. But he says, Lonely B said, who is your lowest ranked quarterback with top 5 potential? Jordan Love. Jordan Love. Jordan Love. There's a few other guys that I like. Let me look real quick and see if I see somebody else that I like. Also like I like Jared Goff, but I don't know if he's top 5. Let me go through, man. Just look at a couple guys. Man, you know, I want to have Anthony Richardson on this list, but I couldn't get him on this list because he's volatile. I had to put these guys higher right now. But I do Anthony Richardson. If you want to say who had the highest potential, his potential is second to none. I mean, it could be above CJ Stroud or Lamar Jackson. Anthony Richardson can play. But again, just because I'm on a player doesn't mean that you get on every single list. I always tell y'all that. Y'all talk about, hey, TD, what about this guy? I can't get everybody on the list. I have to make content for other guys to get on other lists. It's like a Brian Thomas. I talked about a rookie wide receivers or rookies that I like. I didn't put Brian Thomas on there. Why? Because I got some content that I want to make on him. That's all I'm going to say about that. As Forrest Gump said, that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Hey, guys, I want to let you know, D-Lion is nice with his betting, too. D-Lion nice now. D-Lion plenty of times said, TD, I'm betting plus 800 tonight on this player to do this. I'm like, bro, you think it's gonna happen? He said, bro, I'm doing it. And he hit. And guess what he do? The boy sent me some money too. That's why that's my homie, man. That boy, as soon as he hit, he's like, Titty, I hit. Hey, here's a little bonus for you, bro. $10 super chat. That's how my homeboy does. Sports Dog says Wicks has a factor as a wide receiver. Love went to when Watson was on the men. Okay, so I think you're saying Wicks has the factor to be the number 1 wide receiver on this team. But Love went to Watson when he was in the lineup, and he did. Wicks is good. I don't think he's going to overtake everybody. I don't think he's going to overtake Romeo and all that. I think, man, it's going to be a lot of mouths to feed. But you know who I like? Watson, because I think he has the chance to do the 70-yard touchdowns. Now, other guys are going to have that boom too, but I think Watson, to me, is the guy that I want, and that's just me personally. I'm not sitting here telling y'all, I bet you Watson going to be top 5. I do think Watson is a top 5 talent, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Watson's going to be a top 5 wide receiver on an average per game basis. I believe, guys, there's going to be a lot of guys. Wicks might have it 1 week, then it might be Jaden Reed for 3 weeks, and then it might be Romeo Dobbs for 2 weeks, and then Watson might have 2 50-point games. It's going to be, and then you might go to Luke Musgrave. It's going to be crazy. This team is stupidly deep. Stupidly deep. I said that. All right, Harami says, what's up, TD? What's up, bruh? Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man. Always showing love to the channel, bruh. Guys, make sure you go and check out Harami's channel, Harami's World. Also, guys, we're going to be doing fantasy football after dark every Saturday throughout the season. And we probably might be doing it even when the season is over. Just depending on what's going on, what's the algorithm is appreciating. The Road says South Dakota for craft. Thank you, Ro. That's another one of my homies. Go follow his channel too. Go follow the Roll channel too. Another one of my homies. Appreciate these guys out. These guys, I got a lot of smart people that follow me. I don't know everything. These guys are very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent. And I'm not cat. I don't cat. Don't you know I can count the lies that I told in my life? I think I might have told like 30 lies in my life. And that's minus my relationship lies. That don't count. My relationship lies don't count. Me courting lies don't count. But as far as just being man to man, speaking my truth, I don't tell lies. So I wanted to tell you, these guys are very intelligent. I have a lot of intelligent, especially the females. Charlene is very, very intelligent. Guys, she's in the comment section. Check her out. She knows her stuff. Charlene, very intelligent. Also, Siobhan, very intelligent lady. Knows her stuff in football. Won one of my mock drafts. Doomsday, guys, that's another one of my homies, very intelligent. Guy played professional baseball. He says, what up, around me? What up, bro? Let me see. Bacon. He's new. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you new. Bacon. He says top Kyler Murray and the whole organization is a dumpster fire. I don't agree with that. I think Arizona been killing it. They've been in 2 playoff series with Cliff Kingsbury's. They got a lot of talent on that team. That team is a good franchise. That is not a dumpster. That's nowhere near of a dumpster fire team. They've been doing better than Detroit. Detroit just got to the playoffs. They just got there. Kyler Murray been in the playoffs 2 to 3 times out of his career. And D-Line was joking. I said, y'all, when I was like, guys, y'all know who my 4th quarterback is? Y'all ready? It's Saucy. He said Daniel Jones, and then he died. Okay, I remember that, bro. Yes, sir. I'm holding you accountable too. That was hilarious, bro. You killed it. That was the joke of the night. You killed it. He said Daniel. You know I ain't saying nothing about no Daniel Jones. I love it. Harami with the 100. Big Will. Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys. Jake in the house. Life and Sports Talk with Jake. What's good, bro? Another thing I want to talk to y'all about too is you want to say, hey, Jenny, we love your energy. You can sit there and talk about all the energy stuff that you want to. My content of the players that I pick, I'm not saying that I'm spitting verses like Biggie. I'm not saying I'm spitting verses like Tupac, but the players that I'm saying is facts. The players that I'm saying is facts, just as good as any kind. That's why I'm where I'm at right now with my subscribers and my content, because of my players. It's not because I got the best camera in the world or I got the best person to edit. It's because of my content, like Tyreek Hill, the only guy in whole fantasy football that said that Tyreek Hill was going to be better with Tua. Nobody else said that. And I know I keep saying it, but I'm going to keep saying it to the day I die. Because that's the only thing, I got to stand on what I need to stand on in order to make my channel grow. People say, Titty, you love your energy. Well, you better love this content that I'm giving you too, because don't come in and get the content and just want me to perk you up with the energy, right? So I just want y'all to know that, man. I'm giving y'all guys cutting edge content. And you know that too, because the players hit. And you might not talk about it after they hit. I'm not right all the time, but majority of the time I am, as far as the players that I pick. The players that are not my starts and sits that can come and go. But the players that I love, that I say, listen, this is my guy. Like C.J. Stroud is my guy this year. Lamar Jackson was my guy last year. Amon-Ra has been my guy. Tyreek Hill has been my guy. Stafford 20 plus 2,500. I like that. I'm taking that bet. Jordan, appreciate you, bro, with the trophy. Rose says Tua Burrow got better weapons. Yes, Tua do got better. Tua got 2 receivers that's top. I don't say the overall team is better as far as weapons, but I agree. I'm not gonna argue with you about that, bro. Burrow done got better weapons. All he got is Jamar Chase. And I'm not put T. Higgins is not better than no Puka Nacua or Cooper Kupp. T. Higgins is not better than Jalen Waddle. T. Higgins is solid. He's a solid NFL wide receiver. He's not better than Brandon Ayuk. T. Higgins is solid. That's what I say about T. Higgins. He's solid. He ain't no upper echelon guy like that. Far as I want him to be, Waddle could be a number one. Puka could be a number one. All these guys, the other guys I said, they could be number one on teams. T. Higgins, if he your number one, you better be on the Kansas City Chiefs. Like shit. MVS was a number one, right? You on Kansas City, but any other team, nah, you're not no number one. T. Higgins is not a number one. That's why they won't pay him. If he was the number one, they would go ahead and pay him right now. They would pay him and say, listen, we don't want you to play because we know we're going to have to pay you more money. Karami says, Miami, Detroit is damn close. It's right. They are. I agree with you. You right, bro. Miami and Detroit is damn close about C.J. Stroud with his weapons. I agree with that. Facts. D-Line says, Texans. He got the question mark. Lonely B says Eagles. Eagles do got a really good team. I like the Eagles. Their weapons are good. They got 2 wide receivers that are great and a running back. So it's some great. Those offenses that we're talking about, guys. These are the top 5 offenses if you ask me. Rose says, or J.R. High can't remember. Right. Okay. D-Line says golf got to be top 3 on this list. He ain't, bruh. Golf is nasty. I don't think he's going to be a top 5 quarterback, but he's good. I'm taking him as my number 2 quarterback. These guys can be my number 1. I'm okay with these guys being my number 1 quarterback. Golf, I don't want him to be my number 1 quarterback unless I got Golf and Stafford or something like that. I don't really want Golf to be my number 1, but Golf is good. I'm not going to sit here and try to demasculize. Maybe that's too strong of a word, right? But I'm not going to sit here and try to bring down Golf just to make my point about these other guys. Golf is a good quarterback. But I want to say, not you, D-Lion, because you beat to your own drum. How many people was trying to talk about Golf last year? I got videos. That's why I post receipts inside my Discord. I talked about Golf last year. I'm like, guys, Golf going to be a good quarterback. Yeah, TD. Yeah, TD. And sometimes I be talking the same stuff. I be wrong too. Sometimes it's that too for me. I'm not gonna sit here and be above reproach. But Golf, he is him. A lot of people say, "Oh, you crazy? You think they gonna sign Golf?" I wouldn't be signing Golf. I would go out and get a young quarterback. They be signed Golf, gave him $100 million plus. Okay. Rose says Puka, one of my local guys. Yes, sir. Harami says Uncle Rico better be on this list. Who is Uncle Rico, bro? I know you probably got it on in the chat. Who is Uncle Rico? D-Line says Uncle. Last name Rico. Lion, he laughing at Lion what he said about the uncle. Last name Rico. Charlene says Hiccup, laugh out loud. Cup needs to buy Stafford more breakfast. Yes. Cup needs to buy Stafford more breakfast. Yeah, I think Puka Nacua is gonna be the number 1 guy on this team. Now, don't mean that Cup gonna be bad. I just think Puka gonna be the guy from now on. It's kind of to me it's like Kobe and Shaq. Shaq came in, Cooper Kupp and Shaq. All of a sudden, Kobe comes in. Now they're gonna win championships, and I think, hey, the torch has been passed, and that's okay. We both can be great. They both can be great. Harami says agree because offense coordinator will force them to pass more. Right. Kellen Moore. Saying that Kellen Moore is going to be designing more passing plays for this team. Bro, watch Napoleon Dynamite. I gotta watch him. Let me see where I'm at. Guys, I'm gonna get to everybody comment. I'm gonna get to everybody. I appreciate everybody being here, guys. Listen, I love my channel. I love you guys. Nope. I ain't gotta say pause for that because that's just brotherly love, right? I'm not in that weird stuff, Pete, Diddy, no Diddy and all that. I ain't gotta say that. Now I say it for content when I say pause. But guys, I want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all coming to my channel and you know, I just appreciate you guys being here, guys. I don't really know what to say. I'm getting a little stuck on words. I just want to be genuine. Just want to be genuine. Let me see. The Rose says Andrews greater than Flowers. I said what I said, bro. I ain't gonna sit here and say you wrong, but I'm nah. Andrews is good. Andrews is gonna be a good tight end. I don't think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He need to win a Super Bowl to be a Hall of Famer. Tight ends are trending now, but I think Flowers is gonna be him. Did you see Flowers in that last game? If he wouldn't have fumbled that game, they could have probably still won that game. I love Flowers. Robbie says, don't forget about Bateman. They extended him, expect him to be. I didn't know they extended Bateman. I know he's still on the team. I didn't know they extended him, but wow, guys, they extended Rashad Bateman. So that means he must be looking good in camp and mini camps because he had that ankle injury where he's been like that ankle injury's been killing him for about 2 years, where he's not really been like the best wide receiver that he can be. Off of that ankle injury that he had a couple of years ago, and he had tightrope surgery, which is like a special type of ankle surgery. Robin says CJ 5K. I don't know who. Yes, CJ Stroud 5,000. Yes, sir. The Rose says people forget about Herbert's 5K season. All right. Yeah. Herbert liked that, bro. I used to call him Baby Goat, and I still think he's a Hall of Fame. I think he's a Hall of Fame talent, but there's so many other quarterbacks out there that you can at a good value. I don't really talk a lot about Herbert. They don't got a lot of weapons for him. A lot of people think Joshua Palmer's going to hit right now. He got some boom games. The only guy that I want off that team is Lab McConkey and Gus Edwards. Outside of and Justin Herbert. Outside of that, I'm not drafting nobody off that offense. They have to make a believer out of me. Okay, Harami says the new internet is fire, TD. Yes, thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, bro. Doomsday said 100. Appreciate that, bro. The Rose says I really like Tony coming out of college along with Trask and Pitts, man. Was I wrong? Pitts still has a great. No, Pitts gonna be great. Listen, Pitts. It don't matter. As a tight end, you could be 35, 36. It doesn't matter. Pitts gonna be great. Buy low. That's all I'm telling you. Buy low. I've been telling you to buy low on Pitts for years. Sport dog. Guys, again, I'm gonna tell you this. Sign up for the listener league. Listen, guys, this don't post that. Don't post the listener league in the chat. Please don't do that. Don't do that. But guys, sign up as a member. You can sign up as a $1 tier. That's just a rookie tier. And you can get in this league. It's $25. This is a best ball dynasty. You get to play against me. You get to beat me. That way you could come on live and say, TD, I beat you. I like this player. I beat you last year. I'm not going to get mad. I got guys right now that beat me in some leagues, but guess what? I beat them in some leagues. So, but I'm always going to the play. There's been very few leagues that I didn't make the playoffs in. Very few leagues. I'm usually up there. So, guys, make sure you sign up for a member. That way you can get in the Discord and you can sign up for this league. We get ready to draft. This is going to be fun. This is going to be amazing, guys. I'm gonna bring. If you winning, you have the most points scored in that week. I'm gonna bring you up on a live. We can chop it up. You're gonna want to be a part of that. Sports Dog said I didn't think you updated quarterbacks, but I see what you and how you did the update. Right? Yes, sir. I do the updates. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna do that all season, bro. After each week. Right now, I'm not doing an update per each week. Because it's still early in the season, man. Once the preseason start, I'm gonna be changing those rankings after every preseason week. So you're gonna be wanting to get there. That's what's gonna help you. That's why you should get the draft guide.
Also, guys, it's
cheap. It's only $20. If you are a member of the channel, it's like $20. If you're a Phenom crew, you can get it for free.
Doomsday says I've been
Out of commission, back injury. I catch this week if possible. It's all good, bro. It's all good. Rose says Neighbors is going to plan out all prospects of his talent. Always pan out. So I love him in Dynasty, but also in yeah, man. I think, and I got to give my homeboy Matt Galloway a lot of credit. I said credit. The reason why you got to give him, I'm giving him a lot of credit. He's been on Neighbors for a long time. Now, what I will challenge him on, if he's still on the lie, when he went to Daniel Jones, he was like, well, he went to the Giants, but Daniel Jones, and now, whoever the quarterback, he didn't went to anybody. If he didn't went to Lamar, you'd have been like, Lamar and Malik, they balling. You got to give Daniel Jones that same type of credit. Got to give Daniel Jones and Malik that same type of credit. A lot of you know that, hey, y'all said, TD, Daniel Jones sucked. Baker Mayfield way better than Daniel Jones. TD, I'm sorry, I disagree. I need that same energy. And them guys, I'm being lighthearted. Don't take it serious. Don't get upset. Because a lot of you know, like, I don't like Daniel Jones. All right. When Daniel Jones balling, don't say it's because of Malik Neighbors, because you still have to get the ball to the guy. And if Daniel Jones can't play good this year, I'm willing for him to, he got to move on. He got to do like Baker did. Mike, what's going on, Mike? Glad to see you here, bro. Debo, what you think? Bro, he been on one of my videos. That's a fade. I'm fading Debo Samuels this year. I'm not touching Debo. Not that he sucked. Debo is probably one of the most athletic, gifted players in the whole NFL. When he's healthy, he might be one of the best players. He might be top 5 NFL players in the NFL. That's including CMC, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. Debo on that level. But when he getting injured, you can't. It's hard to win with him. So I love Debo, but I'm fading him at his ADP. Now listen, if he fall to you, say in a single quarterback league, and you can get him in the 5th round as your number 3 wide receiver, then yeah, he killing it. But I don't want to take Debo as my number 1 wide receiver, and probably not number 2. Just depending on what's on the board. That's why I can't tell y'all this is how it's gonna go, because in different leagues, people are drafting differently.
Arami says stats
Equals receipts.
Yes, I think he meant
About receipts. Yeah, it depends. Sometimes stats doesn't matter. Because right now, don't y'all know that stats says that, what's the quarterback from Washington? I just had it. The quarterback from Washington, the rookie last year, finished as a top 12 guy. Are y'all taking him as a top 12 guy? Are you buying him as a top 12 guy this year? That stat don't matter, does it? That stat don't matter. So stats, sometimes you got to be able to use it with some context.
It's all in context,
man. Everything is good with context. Charlene says, remember in redrafts, periodically check your waiver wire. Fact. I have picked up Burrow and Godwin already this season. I know it's free and redraft, but I would take it. Yeah. And listen, and I don't mean no harm, Charlene, but if Joe Burrow is on your waivers, you playing against some garbage people. I'm gonna say that. Anybody in the comments section, y'all let me know if I'm being wrong or I'm saying that. Because I'm not saying, I know you can play fantasy football, Charlene. I know you're very intelligent. But if somebody dropped Burrow in a league, that's garbage. I don't want to play in a league like that. That's garbage.
Mike says
Debo about to run wild. He could if he stays healthy. If that man stay healthy, you won't never hear me sit here saying Debo can't play. I would say that I'm fading him because of his injury. I fade guys, and you can be elite. I'm not fading you just because, like, you just can't go off talent alone. You got to fade because of offensive situation. Sometimes I'm on the other side of the ballpark. I could be on a guy that he been hurt, but I like him, like Christian Watson. So that's why I don't sit there and say I'm right every time. I got my favorites. I got my guys that I don't like. But this year, I'm fading Debo because I can't trust him at his ADP as my first wide receiver off the board in round 3, round 4. But round 5, 6 in single quarterback leagues as my wide receiver 3, if I can get him there, I love Debo because he's gifted. I can't say nothing about his talent. Rose says, I don't actually hate stats. I just prefer to judge off film. There you go. And I echo that too.
D-Line says, I missed
the last 2 guys. That is Lamar Jackson and C.J. Stroud. Not Daniel Jones, bro. Not Daniel Jones. Kyle Singer, what's up, bro? He said, let's hear it. I'm going to give you mine. Number 1, Mahomes. No. And Mahomes might be top 5 easily. I don't got him here right now. Mahomes might be top 5 easy, but I don't have him here right now. I don't think they need Mahomes to be top 5 like the old Mahomes needed to be to win. I don't think they need him to do that. Will he have some games where he give you 30, 40 points? Yes, he's going to have some games where he does that. But he's not going to do that on a weekly basis like he did 3 years ago. That's my 2 cents. Isaac, what's up, bro? Hopefully you're getting better, man. Glad to see you here, bro. Charlene says, Jerome Ford ADP is low. Good. I picked him up all day long. Yes, I'm picking him up all day long. Yes, I'm taking Jerome Ford too. Especially as a flex play. As my RB4, RB3, depending on the league format. I love Jerome Ford. He's the guy that what running back I would trust for this offense. I'm not trusting Nicholas Chubb.
Kyle says number 2
Jackson, number 3 Burrow, number 4 Tua. I'm a Dolphins fan. I love Tua. I like these guys. I just got to change. My list is just different right now. But 5 out what it is. He says Herbert, number 5. So my list is kind of different. Only guy I got in there is number 2 Jackson. I don't got Burrow in. I can't trust Burrow with his injury history.
So guys, you want to go back?
Guys, go back and watch the live. It supports the channel. It's the HBO special. Help a brother out. Go hit the 3 dots in the right corner and hit the like button.
Big Will says, we
all anticipate C.J. Stroud making a leap. I find myself passing over Nico in mock drafts, me too, due to the uncertainty of him separating himself from the other wide receivers as an alpha. What do you think? I think you're killing it, Big Will. I'm not drafting a lot of them, but I want C.J. Stroud. It's like a group of girls, no pun intended, right? A group of girls, you see 4 of them, right? I'll take the medium cute one, and she coming back to the room with me. Pause. And I say pause for YouTube algorithms and no disrespect to anybody. But that's how I figure. I think C.J. Stroud is going to benefit. It's going to be the benefit of everybody being good there. The other guys are kind of on their own, and I don't want to trust it that way. Tank Dell is good, but I don't want to trust him to be good every single week. I don't want to trust Nico Collins to be good every single week. I don't want to trust Dalton Schultz to be good every single week. I don't want to. But CJ, yes, I feel like he's going to be good 85, 90% of the time of every week. And I think he could be the QB1 because of that. And he's a throwing quarterback, but he can run. I've never really drafted a throwing quarterback number 1. I'm always taking like an AR, Lamar, Kyler. I'm never really taking a pocket quarterback, but I think this is the year of the pocket quarterbacks as far as getting good value out of the ADP.
Rose says it's my channel.
Yeah, guys, go follow Rose. Doomsday is laughing. I don't know what he's laughing at because I did a lot of funny stuff today. So, yes, bro. Appreciate you being here. Steven says Allen, Stroud, or Mahomes. I'm going with Stroud over Allen and Mahomes. So, tomato. I wanted to do a tomato video today. I had about like 10 good tomatoes. But yeah, I'm going with Stroud over Mahomes and Allen. Sports Dog says, I agree 100%. Watson will be the number 1 as long as his hamstring is good. Facts. I agree with that. I was just saying Wicks was taking up some of the slack when Watson was out. Right. I agree with that. Facts.
Rose says at
Romney's World. Come join me on a show if you're down. Matt Galloway says, great live, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yeah, guys, y'all know
Matt Galloway is part of one of the biggest fantasy football channels in the whole world, which is Fantasy Headliners. Me and Matt been working together for about 5-6 years. That inspired me somewhat to go start a fantasy football channel. I already had the knowledge, but I didn't know what to do with my knowledge. I was just trying to I was going to go start off as like a high school coach and just be coaching and scouting. And once I saw this, I'm like, I can start this immediately, and you see where I'm at now. So I want to give my homeboy a shout out. Headliners they do got good content, guys.
Rose says T. Higgins
Is a better wide receiver in real life than fantasy. I agree. I agree with that, Ro. That's facts right there, bro. That's facts. Isaac says my top 5 is Stroud, Mahomes, Lamar, Allen, Hurts. Only people that I got is Allen, Mahomes. The only reason I got Allen out, man, I don't think he's gonna run the ball like he did in the past. He could. I could be totally off. Allen could be top 5. I'm willing to go down with that ship. I'm willing to talk about that all year if I'm off of that. Mahomes, same thing. He could be throwing it deep to Xavier Worthy, hyper targeting Travis Kelce as always, and I could be wrong. But I do agree with Stroud, Lamar, and Hurts. The reason why is the metamorphosis of this offense, of those offenses. I think they're going to be throwing the ball more, and those quarterbacks still have something to prove. Mahomes don't have nothing to prove other than Super Bowls. I don't think Allen really has nothing to prove with his legs anymore, or only to get the ball out to some of these rookie wide receivers at certain times. So I think with Allen, they're just trying to run the ball to keep him healthy, and then in the playoffs, they'll tell him he can rush for 3 touchdowns. They don't care about it, but they don't want him rushing for 3 touchdowns in a regular season game. He's not Superman. He can go down with an ankle injury. You don't want him breaking his ankle. Big Will says, check out the show Receivers on Netflix. Good insight on the position. Okay, I will, bruh. What's going on, Kevin? Kevin says, bruh. Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here, Kevin. Guys, make sure you sign up as a member. You can only $1 a month. Show support to the channel. HBO special.
The Rose says Caleb Williams
is my top 5 dynasty quarterback. Of course, that's easy, bruh. What you say, overall top 5? I don't know about that. Not overall top 5. Nah. Jordan Love is over Caleb Williams. I say he top 10 dynasty quarterback and Superflex. In Superflex.
Kevin says Uncle Rico
slanging. I don't know what that means. Harami says we're going to get TD to watch Napoleon Dynamite so he can see the best quarterback of all time. Okay. Rock out. What's up, bro? He says Uncle Rico, I would have gone pro. Hector says Harambe, Uncle Rico can throw the football over the mountain. Zach says, I was recently watching some other fantasy football videos, and they were saying to fade A-Chain and Puka. Why do you think that is, bro? I think A-Chain is probably better to take in the 3rd round. Bro, they playing it safe. So this is what I say. Bro, if you want 40 points from a running back or a wide receiver on any given basis, then you got to take A-Chain and Puka. They going with Pacific targets with no competition. Bruh, that ain't how things happen. Let me give you a couple situations.
Last year,
let's just talk about David Montgomery. Why would you take David Montgomery if Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be there and you have Amon-Ra St. Brown? You just have to use knowledge. They paid David Montgomery, and he's a strong runner. So he's going to get goal line touches like he did. And let me see some of these other.
Let me see. I just want to go to
some different situations where we didn't know was going to happen, but it happened.
A-Chain last year
was a 4th round pick, and he ended up averaging 7 to 8 yards per carry. Why? Because you had to look at the game plan. The safeties got to back up. So whoever running the ball, that's why I like Mostert last year. I went high on Mostert, but I was drafting him at his ADP and A-Chain because the guys had wide open lanes. Wasn't nobody coming in the box, and they still ain't coming in the box this year. Pause. Because it's wide open lanes because you got Tyreek Hill and Waddle.
Let me see some other situations that people wasn't on.
Nico Collins. So I wasn't high on Nico. A lot of people weren't high on Nico. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was high on Nico, but he still hit. So, bro, they going off of, well, why would I take Puka Nacua when Cooper Kupp is there? Well, you got to think outside the box. If you coaching, You going with the best player. Now, if you playing fantasy, well, Cooper Kupp is there, so why would they go? No, you got to go with Puka Nacua is the best wide receiver on that team at this point in time. Cooper Kupp is older. He's 30 years old. So that's why I would say go with Puka Nacua, because he's the best guy. He's the best. Look at the playoff game. If Puka Nacua wasn't the best guy, they wouldn't have went to him in a playoff game where they need to win the game, and they was playing against Detroit. They almost beat Detroit. They played Detroit better than the San Francisco 49ers played them. So you got to say, okay, if you're doing it in a playoff game, you're going to go into the regular season and give Puka Nacua 5 targets because you got Cooper Kupp. He won it 3 years ago. You got to go with the best trending player. So, but they ain't got the balls to say that. They going off data. What makes people great, what makes people make great music is I got to be ahead of my time. What made Kanye West great? He was making music and he was making it above his time. He wasn't going with what everybody else was doing. So in order to get ahead of the curve, and win championships, you can't do what everybody else do. You got to take a leap of faith. You got to go down with the ship. Listen, Cooper Kupp could go out there and beat Puka Nacua, but I doubt that because I saw it in a playoff game. Also, let me see. A-Chain. A-Chain is one of the most explosive players in the game. He runs a 4.2. And so you got Tyreek Hill. And I'm just going to say Tyreek Hill won a 4.1. In his younger days, Tyreek Hill was a 4.1. I don't care what anybody say. So you can say what you want to say. I'm not going to argue with you. Tyreek Hill is a 4.1. Jalen Waddle is a high 4.2. Devon A-Chain is a 4.2. You got Odell Beckham out there who runs probably a 4.6, but he's still a great route runner. You got Mike McDaniels, who's one of the best offensive coordinators of all time. So that's you got to anticipate game script in order to make these calls. If you go off the data, you should just get the top 12 rankings from last year and pick those guys. But in order to anticipate, you have to make certain moves. You're not going to be able to do them all. I can't do them all. I miss a lot. I tried to anticipate on Daniel Jones. It was wrong. You can say, well, you might be wrong with Puka Nacua. I could be. But if I'm not, it's going to be what it is. And I'm not telling you to do it. If you don't like Puka Nacua, don't do it. Don't draft. And I know you're just asking the question, but if you don't feel it, you're like, I think Puka's just a little too early with Cooper Kupp being there. Don't do it. So I respect that. To me, Puka Nacua is a beast. He's a monster. I feel great about taking Puka Nacua before Cooper Kupp. Feel great about it. Feel fantastic about it. Devon A-Chain, do I feel as good as about Puka Nacua? No, because of his injury history. But I'm not worried about Raheem Mostert coming in and Devon get one carry and he come out the game. Now, this boy, they're going to let him go. They're going to give him a pitch. Boom. He's going to get 10, 12 yards. They're going to throw the ball to him. Shit. He might be the guy that you want on fantasy even outside of Tyreek Hill. I'm not saying I love Tyreek Hill. I'm taking him number 1 overall. But A-Chain going to have a great situation, bro. So that's what I'm looking at, bro. And the reason why I like these two guys. I'm anticipating. I'm reading the algorithms of the world. Jay Taylor says, what do you think about Jaden Daniels? I think he's good. I'm willing to take him as my number 2 quarterback in a Superflex league. And if you wait late and take him as your number 1 quarterback in single quarterback, that's fine. I think that's a good strategy. But you better hit. You better have like Justin Jeffersons and Jamar Chases and Tyreek Hills and Travis Kelce's and Jonathan Taylors and B. John Robinsons and Breach Halls. You better have them type of guys. Because if you get cute and pick other guys, then you're going to lose. Last year, especially in the Scott Fish Bowl, I waited late and I didn't pick a quarterback. I waited late to get my Superflex quarterbacks. I had C.J. Stroud and Baker Mayfield. And early, it hurt me. But when I got going in that third, going into the fourth quadrant, I was an elite team. Because I had Tyreek Hill, I had Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I had like a lot of really elite wide receivers and a couple of elite running backs. And my team was booming. So you make sure you get elite guys, and I'm okay with that strategy, to go get the best rookie quarterback and stud your team out. That's a great strategy. So I'm okay with doing that with Jaden Daniels. Am I doing that a lot? Probably not. I might do it in a couple of best ball leagues. Zach Seaman said, is Tank Dell still injured? No, I think he's just working through. You know, you have to. They're not just gonna throw you out there. I think he's already been cleared by the doctors but they just not gonna throw him out there. So I think he's ready to. He's good. He's good to go. Rami says the Chargers were rated to have the worst position players in the league today by some sports writer, and I can see that. I can see that. They got Josh Palmer. Not saying he's the worst, but they don't got no tight end. They got some good offensive linemen. They got Justin Herbert. Then they got some old defensive linemen for the defense. I can see that. Lad McConkey and Justin Herbert and a couple of those offensive linemen. That's all they really got on that team. And Darren James, excuse me. Jay, he says, new to the show. Shit is dope. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate that, bro. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Zach says, Jay Taylor, I drafted Jaden Daniels as my second quarterback in the best ball league. D-Lion guys drafted Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams with the #1 overall pick. Y'all guys remember that. If Jaden Daniels ended up being that, this is before anybody was talking about Jaden Daniels was going to be better than Caleb. D-Lion went and drafted him in one of my listener leagues and drafted him early. #1 overall. Hector, hold on. Harambe says, Jay, tune in for Saturday, bro. Yes, sir. Saturday going to be even crazier, bro. It's Fantasy After Dark. Hector says, a coach should have put Uncle Rico in the fourth quarter to win the state championship. Sam Howell, right, guys. Sam Howell was a top 12 quarterback. Who drafted him right now? Like, just because so the stats can be overrated. Right, Harambe. Sam Howell. That's why I don't follow stats. I use stats, but I'm going down with my breakdown of their talent. I'm willing to do that. I'm not willing just to go, well, he finished as a top 5 guy, so I'm picking him again this year. Right, and he's backing up Geno now. Isaac says grandma leagues. Nah, I ain't calling it no grandma leagues with they dropping Joe Burrow. But I just can't. No pun intended, Charlene. I just can't. They drop Joe Burrow. You better win that league. You better win that league. Because if they drop Joe Burrow, I'm like, what is going on with this league? Why y'all dropping Joe Burrow? Haram is just an inexperienced league or inexperienced GMs, right? Ivan Sanchez, what's up, bro? He says Bijan top running back this year. I agree with that. Bijan and Breach, not Brees. Breach Hall. Ethan says, I'm a little late. Can you rename the top 5? I'm gonna do it, guys. But I'll prefer if y'all go back and watch the live, guys. You gotta support me. Sometimes, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say listen to my whole hour and a half live, but put it on, listen to what you need, and then put it down and let it play through. If you want to support the channel, guys. But I will read out the guy. Yeah, I got you around me. I'm about to do that right now. I'm about to give you that right now, bro. There you go, Harambe. Yes, sir, bro. So there's the guys. My honorable mention is going to be Jordan Love, Ethan. My number 5 is Kyler Murray. My number 4 is Matthew Stafford. My number 3 is Jalen Hurts. My number 2 is Lamar Jackson. And my number 1 is CJ Stroud. As I said, if you had a choice between Puka or a top running back like Breach in the first round, who would you take? If it's full PPR, right? That's tough, bro. But I'm probably going with Breach. Over Puka, and it's close off of my chinny chin chin. It's very, very close. Let me see here. As I said, if you had a choice between Okay, yeah, we did that. Yeah, so I'm going with Breach, bro. I'm going with Breach. I think this is a running back. I like a lot of running backs in the first round this year. Guys who are low on carries. They overcame the injury. They're gonna get the goal line touches. I'm going with B. John Breach, CMC,
And Saquon at the end.
of the first round. I'm not going with Jameer because of David Montgomery into the beginning of the second round. I also like A Chain a little bit better than Jameer, but to me it's up to tomato who you like. So I like both of those guys in the beginning of the second round, end of the first round. I just think A Chain.
You got to be able to go.
It's just like a lot of people was saying, don't go. Why would you go with Tyreek Hill as over Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase? And I did it, and it hit.
So
That's why you just gotta go down with the ship, bro. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to trust my ship, but if you like the knowledge, you was like, okay, I like it. If you don't, go on from it, bro. And I might chastise you a little bit, right? I might say, hey, man, I told y'all to go with this, and then I might also chastise myself, guys. I was totally wrong. I said told y'all to draft Daniel Jones. I was totally off. Like I'm always, bro. I keep it real. That's one thing about my channel. I keep it real. My brand is not built on. It's built on 70%, 80% right on players that I love from year to year, but it's not built on I know everything and I'm not gonna talk about it when I'm wrong. I'm not gonna tell y'all and go back and forth with y'all if I'm wrong. That's not what my channel is built on. Hey guys, I missed on this. It's like barbershop. Hey, who you like, man? I like Michael Jordan. Who you like? I like Kobe. Will Michael better than Kobe? Well, they got to play each other. We're going to see. That's what my channel is based on, barbershop talk. I could have called it barbershop fantasy football. That could have been another thing that I could have called my channel. And also, guys, I'm going to be doing content in the barbershop later. I got my barber. He loves to talk football. They're not really fantasy guys, but I'm going to be having some podcasts inside the barbershop while I'm getting my hair cut. And also other guys are sitting around. So be ready for that too.
Let me
See here.
let me see. Okay,
I was just saying, if you had a choice between Puka or okay, we did that. I keep reading that one out. RG, what's up, bro? Hey, bro, you run the league. Let me know where you want me to send you the money, bro. You ain't taking the money. Just hit me up, man. Let me know if you want the money. I know you said you want the draft guide, but you're gonna have to take the money and buy the draft guide. You get the money and send me the draft guide, and that's how we'll do it. I'm not just gonna see the draft guide that way, because I got it on the analytics thing, so I need to be able to see that money transition over for tax purposes. But appreciate you, bro. You've been killing it, RG, on the drafts. Stacy, very, very intelligent lady. Guys, show her some love. She been following me for a long time now, and she followed me from when my channel. I mean, I was in the beginning, and she followed me. One of my first subscribers on when I was doing OnlyFans. Yes, guys, I was doing OnlyFans and not taking off clothes. I was doing content. I'm doing fantasy football content like I'm doing now. I wasn't like doing anything weird, but I thought doing it on OnlyFans made me a pioneer, made me a trailblazer. I wanted to be different. But
my boy
Silver Rapture talked me out of doing it. He said, man, listen, it's hurting your channel, bro. Don't keep talking about OnlyFans. So, but yeah, Stacey, appreciate you, girl. Sign up for that listener league. You already a member of the channel. Go to the community tab, sign up for the Discord, and then you can see the link to get into the sleeper link and join the best ball league.
Rami says thanks, TD.
Anytime, bro.
He says boom.
Baker says, great channel. I'll be back. Thank you, bro. I appreciate y'all, guys. I really do. I appreciate y'all. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all share the content. Share it to your friends. Ethan says, I think James Cook going to finish top 5 since that team, except Josh looking not so great. Maybe Keon Coleman. So he says, I think James Cook going to finish top 5 since that team, except Josh looking not so great. Maybe Keon Coleman. Yeah, I think Keon Coleman could be the number 1. He has the most talent. Khalil Shakir is not chopped liver. But I like James Cook. I'm going to ride out with James Cook. I'm gonna keep picking him. I think he's going to have a boom season. Bacon says Puka is on top. I agree with that. Puka is the best wide receiver on that team at this point in time. Cooper Kupp is older, but he still can play underneath. Same thing with Stephon Diggs. He's older, but he still can play underneath. Harami says, TD, I have the 7 pick, Breach or Amara. Bro, you got to go with, I'm going with Amara in full-point PPR. In full-point PPR, I'm going with Amara over Breach. Amara got to get off the board. In full-point PPR. In half-point PPR, I might go with Bijan over Amara. Maybe. But Amara, bro, he should be the number 2 pick off the board, in my opinion. Bacon says Jacob's going to be nasty in Green Bay. Man, he might get 10 rushing touchdowns just because of this offense being deadly. But they still got A.J. Dillon there. I'm just fading Jacobs at his ADP. But if I can get him in the 5th or 6th round as my RB2 or zero RB candidate, maybe I'll take him. Isaac says, Harami, that's tough. It depends on your strategy. Right. But I'm going with Amara. Ethan says, who let Amara drop like that? I'm taking him top 4. Right. I agree. Jay Taylor says top 5 running backs. I'm going to go ahead and give you that, bro, at this point in time. Usually I say that for my videos. But I'm going to give it off the top of the dome. Number 1 is going to be Bijan Robinson. Number 2 is going to be Breach Hall. Number 3 is going to be CMC. And don't draft the guy. Listen, if CMC is there for you at the number 4 pick, don't take Breach Hall. Take CMC at the number 4, number 5. They let him fall. But I'm going to give you my top 5 guys. So, again, Bijan, number 1. Breach Hall, number 2. CMC, number 3. Number 4, I will go with Saquon Barkley. And number 5, who's overtaken a couple guys, I will go with Devon A-Chain. There you go, Jay Taylor. Harami says, Ethan, the clown is in my league. Timothy, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here. Timothy, he said, this is a good year to wait on drafting your quarterback. I agree. With pocket quarterbacks, I agree. There's a lot of good quarterbacks out here. D-Line says, missed damn near the whole lot, but we back. You good, bro? Zach says people are fading A-Chain because he's a smaller running back similar to Gibbs. That might be where they doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't care nothing about your size. Pause. And gets injured a lot, but A-Chain is in a great offensive system. There you go, Zach. Listen, Zach knows football. But bro, I appreciate you. Listen, you are a member. I think you are a Pro Bowl tier. You need to come up on the channel one day and chop some and talk about some football with me, man, and chop it up. Timothy says, draft a Panthers wide receiver in the 14th round. Thielen or Leggett, you won't be sorry. I'm taking Deontay Johnson. Timothy, I'm from North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina. I'm taking Deontay Johnson. D-Lion says sketch. Stop it, bro. Zach says, I just think A-Chain is better to take in the 3rd than the 2nd because of that. That's fine, but you got to make sure you get him. If you can get him in the 3rd, that's fine. You always wait late. If you can get a guy that's upper echelon later, you always wait to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to take him in the 2nd. I'm taking him in the 2nd because he getting taken at like the 2.8, 2.9, and he's not making it back to the 3.2 or 3.4 or 3.5. So I'm taking him at the 2.3, 2.4 to make sure I get him. That's why I'm taking him early. I take Tyreek Hill in the 2nd round if he can make it to the 2nd round. I says, I feel like you can't replace wide receivers like you can running backs during the season. I agree. He's speaking facts. Running backs, you can get them off the waivers all year. It's gonna be Kamani Vidal, Isaac Garendo, Tyrone Tracy off waivers. But you're not gonna get no Puka Nacua every single year off no waivers or no Odell Beckham. I mean, that's not gonna happen. That rarely happens. Rarely. Zach says, and I'm still high on Puka, just don't know where to rank him compared to Jamar Chase. I'm taking Puka over AJ Brown. I actually think I'm taking Puka over Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Not in Dynasty. In Dynasty, I'm taking Justin Jefferson. and maybe over Chase. But in redraft, I'm taking Puka over those 3 guys. That's just me. In redraft. Ethan says, Timothy, 100% agree unless someone fall into your lap like Lamar in the 4th, but you could get like Stafford, Goff, or even Tua in the 10th. Facts. D-Line says top running backs, 1 Breach, number 2 Saquon, 3 B John Gibbs, Kyron, number 5. I say all this if you take out CMC because he is an easy number 1. Right. Timmy says we think alike. Zach says I'll come up on a live soon, bro. I need you to. You know your shit, bro. Very intelligent. I love my subscribers, man. They are very intelligent guys. They ain't not gonna let I can't feed them bullshit. Timothy says watch for the film on Xavier Legette. Right, he looks like baby DK. I think he might emerge as the wide receiver 1 with 1K yards this season. Yeah, man, Deontay, man, just gets open in the phone booth. I'm going to go with that. That's why they bought Deontay in for Bryce Young. That's why I'm saying it. But I do think Legette is going to be the big play guy, like a Nico Collins type, baby DK type. Zach says, I think you can take A-Chain later. People are sleeping on A-Chain this year. Right now. But I don't know if that's going to happen the whole season. Harami says, Professor X Leggett. Right. Yes, sir, bro. Professor X. I like that name. Toilet Paper Roll. What's up, bro? He said, the Rose other channel. Okay. The Rose other channel. Okay. Isaac says, early RB is overrated for sure. Yeah, I really don't take CMC number 1. If I can get him later, I'll take him, but I don't want to take him as number 1 overall. I'd rather take Tyreek or Amara. Zach says opinion on ETN and JT. I'm taking ETN over. I'd rather wait for ETN ADP, not take him at the same ADP. If I need a running back in the 2nd round, in the mid-2nd round, I'm taking JT. I'm not going to take ETN in the mid-2nd round. Toilet Paper says, me neither. I prefer CMC at the 1-7. Me too. Timmy says, do you anticipate Bryce Young having a breakout season? Yeah, but that don't got to be a lot to be a breakout season. If he just a bottom top 12 like a Sam Howell, he could be top 12. Top 5, no. Top 5 matters, not top 12 in single quarterbacks. Then in Dynasty Superflex, and actually just Superflex, then like it matters about being top 12. But in single quarterback, a top 12 quarterback don't mean shit. You can miss the quarterbacks with a top 12 guy. Timmy said, do you anticipate okay, we did that. I totally agree on your view of Bryce Young. Right. I think he's gonna I do think he's gonna have a good season, but that doesn't mean to me I'm buying low on him and stashing him in Dynasty because people want to get rid of him. I do think you can wait late on him and stud your team out, but you better have like CMC, Breach Hall, Puka Nacua, upper echelon guys if you wait late on a quarterback. Yes, Arami says garbage points for points all season long. But Arami, they're gonna run the ball a lot too. So they're gonna run Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks into the ground. So they're gonna run the ball a lot, guys. I just want people to know that this team is gonna run the ball a lot. But Deontay is gonna get the early downs targets from the wide receiver, right? So this team is gonna run the ball a lot. Just want people to know that. That's why I like Chuba Hubbard. Toilet Paper says, I'm going to be posted on here as long with my other channel to try to get more recognition. Got you, bro. I subscribe to that channel too. Zach says, would you say Puka puts up the same numbers as last year? Yes. Or better. I agree. Same or better. I don't think he's going to go below. And if he does go below just a little bit, he's still going to be top 12 easy. Timothy says, I can draft Tuesday in the 7th, 8th round. I can draft Tuesday in the 7th, 8th round. I can draft 2 in the 7th, 8th round. Okay. Right. I wish Shards went to a team would actually use them. Yeah, and you never know. Maybe they use them on the Seattle Seahawks. You never know. It's whoever gonna win the battle. All right, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get ready to get out of here. Y'all guys be safe. Tomorrow, Fridays are my Fridays. I'm gonna try to come home and do another live like this. But Saturday, make sure you tune in for Fantasy Football After Dark with me and Harambe's World. So thank you guys. Make sure you be watching the videos. Fantasy football is right around the corner. Peace. Yes, sir, Harambe.